You guys are all sick in the head, alright? Sorry about that, but it's true. You lose your temper, you're manic, your kid doesn't pay attention at school, they have attention deficit disorder, and because you want to get all this crap together and get your life figured out, you have obsessive compulsive disorder. Now, according to the National Institute of Mental Health, 26.2% of American adults are currently diagnosed with a mental disorder. That's more than the populations of Texas and California combined. The way, pause for effect. You got that? The way WebMD sees it, manic symptoms may include excessive happiness, excitement, irritability, restlessness, increased energy, less need for sleep, racing thoughts, high sex drive, and the tendency to make grand and unattainable plans. Sounds familiar? Charlie Sheen. I'm sorry if anybody here is friends with Charlie Sheen, but your friend, if so, he's a nutcase. Alright, in layman's terms. But he's a nutcase we all eat right up by glamorizing him. We put him on... Go. We put him on car commercials for, I think it's Fiat or Fiat, I'm not really sure what it is. Anyway, he's going like 100 miles an hour through his kitchen, living room. He's got this gorgeous model hanging off of him. Looks right at the camera, talks about how much he loves being on house arrest. Thanks a lot, Charlie. That's a really great message for the kids. He's on the show 2.5 Men, gets booted off. But then, no more than a year later, he gets put on a show called Anger Management by FX, a show where his character capitalizes even more on his own personal insanity because it's a total cash cow and people love that shit. Anyway, the important part is not whether or not Charlie is doing it for all the attention or he's an actual crazy person. The fact of the matter is millions of people let this whack job into their houses every Thursday at 9:30. And he's really just a representation of this whole do whatever you want because everybody's so special mindset that we have going on in the country right now.
Matt Shelar's hot.
And, okay, back to manic symptoms. Excessive happiness, excitement, irritability, restlessness, increased energy, less need for sleep, racing thoughts, high sex drive, and the tendency to make grand and unattainable plans sounds applicable to somebody else I know. And some of you have just met. Me. And not only me, probably about 100% of my friends. I think all 4 of them are here right now, actually, so... So about 100% of my friends. And not only us, but probably about more than 90% of PSU's underground population. And it just makes me wonder, like, have we all, had mental disorders since we were little kids? And better yet, who can we blame for it? Or what can we blame for it, rather? Why does every kid these days have ADD? Sorry, that sounds really passionate. I'm not really that mad about it. But it's ridiculous. Every kid these days has ADD. Almost on the regular, I hear parents come up to me saying, oh, my child, my little Johnny, he's just so ADD. Really, Ben? Your child has attention deficit disorder? It's not an adjective, it's a crutch. And it's a crutch that parents use on the daily. So much. Sorry, that's the first thing. It's a crutch people use on the daily because there's no way their little Joey or Josephina can do something wrong. There's no need for a spanking or something. No, because it's not their fault, it's the disease's fault. It's like a thing of pride in the one-upping culture that we're living in right now. How many things can you have wrong with you? How many disorders can you have? And better yet again, who can you blame for it? And I'm not even getting into all the people who are so bipolar or so OCD. And the sad thing is, things like attention deficit disorder probably actually exist, but to say they do to the extent that we're so enthusiastically advertising these days is absolutely crazy, not to mention how much it undermines those who actually have these disorders. Yes, your children, they're going to jump off balls, they're going to say outlandish things, and naturally they're going to have a short attention span. But since when do you as parents find it your job to just lay the blame on somebody else? It's your job as a parent to enlighten your kid and provide a nice, happy, healthy environment, and not give them this self-entitlement mindset. Our grandparents, they had no idea what ADHD was, or depression or anxiety. The only depression they knew about was the great one. I think our awareness of these these disabilities is primarily the reason why they're so prevalent these days. People these days are so afraid to just offend anybody in any way whatsoever. So it's becoming impossible to discipline our kids. Well, I don't have any kids, but for those of you who are parents, it's becoming impossible to discipline your kids. Anyway, running out of time here. They told me to put my contact info on the last slide. I think I put a little bit too much. So if any of you parents want to, play,